Hey guys, how's it going? And Daniel Phillip here, back with another video. And in this video, we're going to talk about how you can get super rich. All right guys, welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're going to really go in a deep dive in here, how to be rich, and I'm going to dissect everything, okay? We're going to talk about what Google says. We're going to talk about what the whiteboard of truth says. We're going to talk about what the book of truth says about money and about getting rich and about having freedom. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting. We're going to dive deep and we're going to really dissect how to be rich, okay? So first of all, my name is Daniel Phillip. Welcome back to another video. For those of you guys who don't know me, I am the founder and CEO of Alice Creative Group. We are a multi-million-dollar company, global company. We build brands, we sell brands, we create, and we have a lot of fun, okay? And I do videos like this every day about e-commerce, about life, and I always talk about things that I'm, dealing with or struggling with as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. And I talk about things that I have experienced, and I never talk about things that I don't really know. And this is a specific topic that I've been struggling with, not struggling with, but more on starting to get a bigger picture of, what this looks like, how to be rich. And it's not necessarily how to be rich, because a lot of you guys may be coming to this video and watching this video, and maybe you don't have any money at all. And we're going to talk about not only the financial aspect about being wealthy, being rich, but we're going to also talk about the direct correlation with that and happiness, okay? Because I think there's a lot to talk about. I'm not sure how long this video is going to go, but we're going to really dive into a few different things. And yeah, because I think this topic about how to be rich is it's a big topic, okay? And I'm gonna roll back a few years in my life, and I'm gonna talk about how I got started in business, how I got started in entrepreneurship, and how I, quote unquote, got rich. Now, I would not necessarily call myself rich compared to a lot of different people, but what I have is the freedom to do things that I want to do, okay? I'm sitting here with you guys, being able to share this video with you and not having to do something which I'm tied to, like cleaning up different things, working on different type of chores that doesn't allow me to do this sort of thing, okay? So we're gonna talk about that. If you're in a situation where you are right now and you wanna try to get out of it, we're gonna really deep dive into that, but we're also gonna deep dive into the truth behind the correlation between wealth, being rich, having freedom, and happiness, okay? Because I believe all those things go together, and I've been doing a lot of reading and a lot of research, and I'm gonna roll back now, and I'm gonna go back to when I started out in business and to where we are right now and where we are going. And I'm going to sort of put into perspective there was a couple times in my life that I had a big switch and a change, and that brought in a whole bunch of not only growth in terms of our business, but that brought a whole bunch of new wonderful things in terms of me being content, me being happy, me getting up every single morning, really enjoying life and doing the things that I truly love, okay? And so let me roll back a few years. For those of you guys who don't know my story, I'm not gonna go super deep on the story, but what I did was I grew up in Canada on a small farm, and I got pulled out of school because I had a lot of learning disabilities and I struggled a lot, but I really enjoyed being outside and just getting my hands dirty and just enjoying nature and stuff like that. So I got pulled out of school. I was homeschooled for a bit, then I went back to school. I did not go to university. I dropped out of university. But after high school, I worked for a lot of different companies, and my mindset was always this. And I think the biggest thing is mindset is key. When I was younger, I always took things apart and I always built things from them, right? I was always super intrigued on how things work, right? Like I would take apart every single thing. And then when I grew up, when I passed that stage of taking literally things apart, I started to take ideas apart. And I was always super, super curious. Like curiosity drives my every move, and everything that we always do inside our company is because we're curious. We're like, how does this thing work? We're always asking questions, okay? But just after high school, I made a bit of money. I went to Australia. First, I traveled Europe a bit. I got the travel bug. Then I made some money working for people. Then I went to Australia. In Australia, I blew all my money on surfing, enjoying life, traveling around, and I ended up on a beach in Australia, living out of my car, not having any money whatsoever, at like zero. I was in debt, I was in my car in Australia, and the first thing I thought about, the only thing that I was thinking about was, how do I get money? How do I get rich? How do I break out of this situation, okay? And so what ended up happening was I couldn't find a job, my hair was down to here. What I ended up doing was I found an opportunity I basically found the easiest job on the planet, okay? The job was, I went into a hospital, they tested drugs on me, I was a guinea pig, and then I got money, okay? And during that time, that is when I was introduced in e-commerce and starting to build businesses and stuff like that. But that was my main switch there. The second switch came from, actually that was like 2 or 3 years, and everything that I was doing from that time was I was chasing money. All I was doing was chasing money. I only wanted to have money. I was so obsessed with this thing called money, okay? And I got a little bit, and then I lost everything. Got a little bit, then lost everything. I was always looking for how to get rich quick schemes, all these sort of things. And there was a big switch that happened in my life, and that came from a lot of struggles. And the biggest switch for me was when I changed from helping myself to how can I help others. Okay? This is the biggest switch, okay? Getting wealthy, becoming rich is so simple. We're gonna bring the board of truth in a second, but we're gonna go over a couple things, okay? So I'm gonna deep dive into my first point is you need to detach yourself from money, okay? And the way you obtain wealth, obtain freedom is by not worrying and not chasing that sort of thing, okay? So take that in a second. Becoming wealthy, becoming rich, you have to detach yourself from actually chasing that, okay? And so I don't know about you guys, but I am someone who is always searching for truth and always looking in different places. And one of the amazing things that I do that really helps myself and my life is I try to work on my physical health, my mental health, and my spiritual health. And what I've been doing with my spiritual health is I've been reading the book of truth, which is the Bible, okay? And so some of you guys may be saying like, oh my goodness, I don't believe in this sort of thing. And I just wanna say, you need to have an open mind when it comes to knowledge and learning, okay? And the Bible is such a beautiful source of truth. I've been reading a book in the Bible called Proverbs. Proverbs has thousands of years ago, amazing principles that still stand truth today. So we're gonna go into that, and then we're gonna break down the basics of a wealth generation. But first, we need to have truth, okay? So what I said before was you need to take yourself away from what, okay? You need to separate yourself from money, okay? We're gonna also go to see what Google says right when you Google how to get rich. We're gonna have, there's 4 points here. But the first thing that we're going to do, okay? Proverbs 23, 4 and 5, okay? I've been reading Proverbs. I read Proverbs every day. I work out every day. I eat healthy, and it's really helping. And so James is also good, but Proverbs 23, 4 and 5. And guys, I just want to say one thing. Doesn't matter what you believe in. If you believe in nothing, if you believe in something, if you believe in a creator, if you believe in God, I just want to say there's so much wisdom here. And I want you to first take away any sort of feeling or resentment that you have towards anything that has to do with religion and these sort of things, because there is so much knowledge here, okay? And you can see this because it's truth, all right? So Proverbs 23, 4 and 5, okay? It says this, and you can look this up. Do not wear yourself out to get rich, all right? Do not wear yourself out to get rich. Do not trust your own cleverness. Cast but a glance at riches, and they are gone, for they will surely sprout wings and fly away to the sky like an eagle. All right? This could not be further from the truth. In February of 2016, 2017, I made $300,000 in 1 month on a specific store, on a specific product, and the next month, it was gone. All right, so there's truth here. Another verse, Proverbs 11:28 says, "He who trusts in riches will fall, but the righteous shall flourish as a green leaf." Okay, that's Proverbs 11:28. We're going to go from there to another aspect which is very important, okay? And the Bible says that if you trust in wealth, it will fly away. But it also says, if you are lazy, this is beautiful, okay? Because some people will separate themselves from becoming rich and they will start to resent that, okay? They will be like, I don't want to get rich because the Bible says I should not get rich or should not trust these sort of things, okay? And yet, if you read the Bible and if you look at the world and people that have gone before, there are so many wealthy people, they're kings, right? That have ruled nations, but they were righteous. And that's why their nation flourished, okay? But those who trusted in themselves and trusted in their wealth, it disappeared, okay? So, Proverbs 10:4, let's roll this back. Lazy hands makes a man poor, but the diligent hands bring wealth. All right? The lazy hands make men poor, but the diligent hands bring wealth, okay? And so this is what I'm gonna go into now. I'm gonna go into how you can be smart about dealing with money and what your hands produce and what you do. And this is the key to being successful. So we know one thing. First, we need to separate ourselves from actually chasing wealth. Now, the Bible has a lot of verses that talks about get rich quick schemes, okay? So back like 4 years ago, that's what all I was doing. I was like looking up how to get rich, how to do this, bam, 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 bam. And then I would see a little bit of movement and then boom, it'd be gone, okay? This is what the Bible says about get rich quick schemes, okay? A faithful man will abound his blessings, okay? Someone who's faithful, someone who's diligent, that consistently does something that he knows that is right. A faithful man to his wife is someone that stays true to her, okay? A faithful man towards a righteous way in business stays true to always working on growing that specific thing. Now, but whoever hastens to be rich will not go unpunished, okay? This is from the Bible, Proverbs 28:20, okay? Those are the three verses that we're gonna lay down, and we're gonna now go into the whiteboard of truth in a second. And so we already took the words of truth from the book of truth, and we're going to go to the whiteboard of truth because it's literally developing and working on freedom and building wealth is very simple, okay? It's a simple math equation. We already know the spiritual side of things. We need to detach ourselves from wanting to get rich, okay? And we need to focus on being diligent, being faithful, being consistent towards what we're working on, and then we need to have a foundation on what we do, okay? So that is it. We're gonna go to Google now, and this is also very important. The 3 steps, okay? 4 steps, all right? We got 4 steps from Google. Number 1, invest early and often to become rich. The single most critical thing that you can do to ensure your financial future investment. And the sooner you start, the easier to get rich is, okay? These are principles that are true, but if you have this and you do not have the spiritual aspect of things, the truth, it will be fleeting. It will fly away, okay? Warren Buffett, who's one of the wealthiest investors, I strongly recommend you read his book, The Snowball Effect or whatever. It talks about long-term investment. It talks about being diligent, okay? And that is the same thing with being faithful and being long-term. Step number 2, practice conscious spending like a rich person. Whoa, what is that? Because last time I checked, rich people spend oodles amount of money on crazy stuff, okay? We're going to dissect that a little bit because there's truth in that, but truly rich people don't actually spend, and we're going to look at billionaires and see what they actually do. Number 3, we're going to skip that one. It says tap into hidden income. I totally don't believe that because hidden, like all income is not hidden. There's not tricks and ways or strategies, but there's no hidden ways because The fact that it says tap into hidden income right here, that's not really hidden. That's like that's the third point that comes up on Google. So I'm not exactly sure why that's there. There's a lot of things in terms of information online. You gotta be diligent, you gotta be, shrewd to see what actually shows up here. Number 4, and my favorite, is start a business. All right? And that is what I did. So we're gonna scroll back now. We're gonna get the board of truth. James is gonna come in and we're gonna bring the board of truth, which is my favorite because I love mathematics, and we got it here. So I hope you can see this. This is a funnel, don't worry about this. We're working on that. So number 1, what we need to do is, number 1 right here, it says practice conscious spending like a rich person, okay? Now I wanna take the rich person away and I wanna say practice conscious spending, okay? First of all, I wanna say one thing. Our point number 1 is you need to get unlimited money. All right? And some of you guys may think like, Dan, that's ridiculous. That's like the fountain of youth. That doesn't make sense. Actually, it makes perfect sense. Right now, what are you doing? Are you working for yourself? Are you working for someone? Are you being productive? You have unlimited income, okay? James right here, he's only on the board. Every 2 weeks, James gets a check in the mail. Now, what he does with the check is up to him. Number 1, you need to get consistent and unlimited income. So if you don't have a job, make sure you get a job. Okay, number 1, there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there, or people that think they're entrepreneurs, that are chasing wealth. They're chasing wealth, but they're not actually developing wealth, okay? I had a person come into our office like a year and a half ago. He came in and he had brilliant ideas, like really working on, but he didn't have consistency. He was here for 2 days, then he left. I gave him a simple task. He was here for 2 days and he left. Came back 6 months later, really ambitious, looking for something to do. Was here for 3 days and left because he was fleeting. He was looking to get rich quick. He wanted to have the big picture right away, and yet he was struggling with the very minimal things to even pay for a taxi for him to get here, okay? So the biggest thing is you need to get a job. If you're young, you don't have a job, you need to start making money. You gotta learn how to start making money. That's one thing that I did, was I learned how to be productive, and I thank my father, who is the hardest working man that I know. I got a picture from him the other day actually, and he was working on a boat, and I think something hit him in the face, where he was lifting something and it hit him in the face, and his huge scar now across his nose and his eyebrow, and he was in the office the next day, okay? He was working the very next day. And this is what I want to say, okay? You need to learn how to work hard, you need to learn how to get out there, you need to learn how to show up, you need to learn how to do that, okay? I work for many of my different uncles on a pig farm, chicken farm, herding, tossing hay bales, these sort of things. I was very grateful that I learned hard work. So the biggest thing is you gotta learn work ethic, you gotta learn how to work hard, and then you got to get a flippin' job, okay? Now, what sort of job should you get? I wanna say one thing. You gotta get a job where you can learn. If you're not learning from the specific job, get the easiest job that it takes, security guard, working as a guinea pig or something like. Actually, don't do that because there's a lot of risk in that. But you gotta find the job where you have the least amount of work, where you can educate yourself, okay? Knowledge, and this is like super cliche, but if you understand and you have knowledge, that brings wealth if you apply that in, okay? So step number 1, super simple. What you need to do is you need to get income. So once you have income, let's say you're making 1,000x a month, okay? Let's say you're making $1,000 a month. Now you may be making more, you might be making less. If you're in a specific country that you're not in the States, or maybe you're in India, or maybe you're in the Philippines, or maybe you're in China, or maybe you're in anywhere in the world, this principle works, okay? But we're gonna just take an example of $1,000, okay? So your income is $1,000 a specific month. That is unlimited income, or you have unlimited income, because when you work, that produces, okay? Now, the biggest thing, I'm gonna take a little drink here, the biggest thing that I had to learn was this simple math, okay? So you have your income minus your expenses, the things that are going out, okay? So your rent, your food, these sort of things. If your rent is $600 a month, okay, and then your food, let's say your food is $400 a month, okay, now that's expensive. What do you end up with? James, what do you end up with at the end of the month? $0. $0. Okay, this is my favorite thing because it's super simple math. And you might be saying like, Dan, this is stupid, right? Like this is so simple. I know this, but basic finance is the way that you generate wealth, okay? And so you have your income, right? You have your plus, then you have your minuses. What you need to do, and what I did was I made this switch, this financial switch, was I, okay, took this money, okay, and I erased it, okay? I don't have an eraser. But what I did was you gotta make sure you have as much as money as you have at the end with this, okay? At the end of the month, you gotta make sure you have the most amount of money. Simple, okay? So, if you're making $1,000 a month and you need something to survive, right? We need to spend to survive. We need to drink water. Drink water costs, you have to spend to survive, okay? You gotta find ways that you can minus this as much as possible. If you could live a month and spend $0 on your rent and spend $0 on your food, you could have positive $1,000, okay? $1,000 every single month. Now, how can you do this, okay? Super simple thing. It's called sacrifice. And this is why it says practice conscious spending like a rich person. Rich could be equated with smart or someone that is understanding this basic equation, okay? This could mean on rent, you move back in with your parents, okay? Or you move back into someone that can help you out and you say, listen, I don't have any money. I need help. I can't spend any money on this. I can't spend any money on food, okay? What is a great way to get free food? Also, depending on your family. If you can't depend on your family, you need to reduce what you are actually spending on yourself, okay? So you can buy a steak dinner, which costs $20, $20+ with the drink, which costs $30, whatever, $30 at the end of the day, and you're buying that every single day, okay? Or you can buy a pack of noodles for $1, okay? Or 50 cents sometimes, okay? So this is the basic thing right here. You need to figure out this equation. For me, what I was able to do was I was able to work in a company like being a guinea pig. What did they do? They fed me, they housed me, I was in the hospital, I was getting paid, okay? And I had free time. And all I did was I started to learn and I started to invest, okay? So when you have this money, you need to do one thing, okay? This is a very big principle. Instead of spending on yourself and on spending on things that just disappear, you need to start spending on investing in yourself, which is knowledge, which is wisdom, right? Start buying specific books about different investments. Start learning. You need to be obsessed with this sort of thing called being free, getting financial freedom, and start having this work for you, okay? That is the simplest equation, the board of truth. This equation right here, if you do it every single day, every single month, the next thing you know, you will start to use this money to start making you money, okay? So that is the key point right here, okay? Using money to work for you, not working for money, okay? You work for money to obtain money, and then you start using this money to make money. This is the most simple equation. They don't teach this in school. They don't teach this in finance class. But if you look at different books and if you look at different strategies and you model what people do, that is how you can build freedom and wealth, okay? So make sure you invest this. Now, this is gonna go into another specific point, which thank you so much, James. Thank you so much, James, for the board of truth. All right, so that's a simple equation. You gotta do that equation. How many minutes are we at? Are we? 26 minutes. Woo, baby. 26 minutes, okay? It feels like 2 seconds for me, okay? So we already went down to the simple equation. This works anywhere in the world, depending on what, doesn't matter what financial status you are in, okay? You need to lower your expenses and increase your income, okay? If you have to work 10 hours, an extra hour more, right? It says the hands of the diligent create wealth, okay? You gotta keep working on that specific thing and then start using that to invest in yourself. Now I'm gonna bring the last point, the very last point that I wanna get into and that is you need to give to receive, okay? This is the biggest principle, and in my business and in our company, this is one of the biggest foundations that we are set on, and that is you need to give in order to receive, okay? The Bible says give without knowing that you are going to receive, and you will be prosperous, okay? Whoa, that's weird, okay? Why does it say that? It says that because you need to give in order to receive. The last will be first and the first will be last. Okay? Very simple principle, but this directly applies with when you start to make money, when you start to invest in yourself, you will start to see this. You got to detach yourself away from money. Do not chase money, okay? But be diligent on different things, okay? And so I want to say the biggest change in my business, the biggest change in our company was when I decided to give up more than I received, and we are where we are today. Okay, we're over 200 employees. We've got remote staff all around the world. We've got offices here. We're in the Philippines right now. We've got a distribution center in China. We've got amazing people. We've got amazing talent. But what did we do in order to get there, and what drives the growth of our company? Like, how can we in the last year and a half go from 1 to 5 people to 100 people to 200 to 300? What is going to take us to having 1,000 people in our company, and possibly one day 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 people in our company, in our creative group? It's because of this. It's because we believe that we need to give more than we expect to receive, and that principle, my friends, is what has brought us to this place right now. And I'm going to break it down really simply, okay? In our company, we have leaders and we have people on the board and we have sales teams, we have brands, we have admins, and the biggest driver of our success is directly correlated with the proportion that we give to our people. Okay? We've got people in our sales team that are making 5 to 10 times someone that has worked in a company for 50 years, that has a college degree, that has worked up the ladder in a company just to make a certain wage. Okay, guys? You got to find an opportunity where you can build, where you can invest in yourself, where you can invest in growing a team, where you can do these sort of things, guys. Giving more than receiving is the direct correlation on what you receive in return, okay? This could not be further from the truth. This is ingrained in society. This is directly out of the Bible. This is directly out of what people in the market are doing. If you're looking at the top companies today, Amazon, Jeff Bezos, he's the richest person today, and yet he only has 10% of Amazon. That's really weird. Mark Zuckerberg, that runs Facebook, has 20%, 20, 30% of his company. The rest he gave away. Crazy, all right? This is the basis on how to grow, is how much you can give. How much you can give to the people on your team, how much value you can give to the market, and the biggest and best problems you can solve out there will be direct correlation on what you do. And this is why I know without a shadow of a doubt that our company is going to grow like it has, from 5 people to 10 people to 200 people, that it will grow to 500, it will grow to 1,000, it will grow to 10,000, and one day 100,000 people, is because this is what we are based on, okay? Amazon has a seller program. The seller program makes millionaires. If you've been in this journey of looking how to get rich or how to do these sort of things, you know that you can start an Amazon business and make $1 million. You can sell on a platform. That's an opportunity, okay? Now, there's a lot of reasons why I have not gone that route, because you are now working for someone else. You're not working for yourself, but you're working in an opportunity, and you have an opportunity, right? You give, to Amazon, but you take a certain amount, okay? You take 80% of your profits, but Amazon will take 20. All right, do you see how this works? You gotta give more than you need to get in return, and that is a direct correlation, okay? Now I wanna bring up one really good point, okay? Before we go into why, okay? One really good point. You can't take it with you. You can't take it with you. You cannot take it with you. You cannot take it with you. If you become rich, what happens? You die. From dust we came and dust we shall go. And you will not be able to take it with you. Steve Jobs, iPhone, Apple, okay? Boom, Apple, okay? He solved the problem. Beautiful company. Where is he now, right? You have to understand that you cannot take it with you, okay? You can't take it with you. What you make on this earth, you cannot take with you, okay? Steve Jobs made a whole bunch of amazing companies. His net worth, 10 billion, it says right here. At the time of his death, his net worth was $10 billion, okay? They don't calculate your net once you're dead, right? If his net worth would be now, it would be probably, I don't know, maybe he might be the richest person in the world, but doesn't matter? No, because he's dead. So this brings me to the reason, the last point is you need to find out why. Why are you doing, why do you want to be rich? Why did you search this video? Why do you want this? Why do you want to be rich? Do you want it because you want to fill in insecurity? Because that's what I was, right? I wanted to show people. I want to be like, see, I did it. For all the doubters, all the haters, right? I didn't even want to do videos like this because I didn't want to get judged. There was an insecurity, okay? Why do you want to be rich? Why? Why do you want to be rich? Okay? This is very, very, very important. Do you want to be rich to help other people? If you separate yourself from money, we read in the Bible, if you separate yourself from money, you will become wealthy, right? We know that if you give more than you want to receive, you will be wealthy and happy, okay? Greed is a direct correlation to lack of wealth, okay? You know somebody who's rich and who's greedy, and guess what else they are? They're always worried. They're worried about, who's gonna take their money. They're wrapped up. They trust in their cleverness to make money, right? And they're not happy. That's why you think rich people are not happy, because there's a lot of people out there that are rich for the wrong reasons, right? If you're going into, you want to build a company so that you can be super rich, so you can do the things that you just want, or you want to do it so you can help other people, okay? Comes down to the why. And it's so simple. If you listen to all other people make it so complicated. We just read in the Bible 3 verses, super simple. We just took the whiteboard of truth, super simple. We talked about value, super simple. This is a simple equation that you should follow if you want to develop wealth, but it is not what the common view on this topic is. It's really not. But if you model and if you look at the people that are the most ahead, these are the people that are the most abundant in what they have produced, in the company, in the things that they have built that now last. Okay, Steve Jobs is dead. When I die, I want the company here to still impact millions of people. Okay? I want to be able, this is the way I give back. I want to inspire people. I want to help people because I know the more I help is the direct correlation in what I have now, right? But also what will last forever, okay? These are generational things that help millions and millions of people. These companies, as long as they stick to this principle, they will last forever. If you look at companies that stick to that principle, they last a long time. But the people that founded those companies, they're gone. And the people that are in those companies are gone. You can't take it with you. So ask yourself why. Why do you want to do these sort of things? Okay? And the last thing I want to leave you with is you need to have gratitude. You need to be grateful in every situation. Okay? In the good times, in the bad times, right? You need to be grateful. If you're around wealthy people, if you're around poor people. This was the biggest thing that my mother always taught me, and she always pounded me every day. She said, Dan, it is not about the money you make, but the person who you are and who you are when you're around other people, okay? If you can be happy with people who are super rich and people who are poor, if you're grateful in every situation, then these times when you go through struggles and you go through sufferings are nothing. I was living in my car and I was perfectly happy. I was nervous because I was trying to get out of a situation, but I was like, this will pass, okay? This too will pass. This is the biggest thing. In the situation, if you're in a situation right now, right, that is terrible, that like I couldn't even fathom, maybe you're like, this is the worst situation. If you're grateful, just try to be grateful and it will pass, okay? That is the biggest thing. A few years ago, I was sleeping in the office, okay? Dan on our board, James wasn't here, but Jasper on our board. They remember me sleeping in the office. My brother came, he remembers us both sleeping in the office, okay? Sure, it was terrible. We didn't get the best sleep, but we're happy, right? Because we understood why we were doing things, right? And we were grateful, okay? So I want to leave you off with that last thing. This was a big, the video cut halfway because we passed 30 minutes. We don't usually do videos this long, but this is a very complicated topic. And I mean, it's not really complicated. It's a very simple topic, but people complicate it over and over and over, okay? So you got wisdom and truth from the book of truth, and you got wisdom and knowledge from the board of truth, okay? Guys, do the math, work on what you're doing. I hope this video inspired you. I'm super excited to see where you are and on your journey of either building a business, investing, and ultimately helping other people, whether it's creating amazing products, whether it's what you're doing, whether you're creating art that inspires other people, whether you're in music, whether you're in product design, whether you're in our company, you're watching this, you can apply these principles to what you do every single day as well. And I think James even got a little bit about this too. He was smiling, he was downloading podcasts. That's why he didn't catch the timer. And that's important, okay? These things are important, all right? Super important. And why they're important is so that we can help other people and not only ourselves. Because we know that if we help other people, we'll be fine, okay? That's the basis. Look at who has gone before, model them. There's nothing new under the sun, Proverbs says as well. And I want to strongly suggest you to do one thing, okay? I grew up in a Christian household, okay? And I'm super, super blessed to have the upbringing that I have, okay? My walk in terms of spirituality has been up and down. I believe I'm a spiritual being. I truly believe this. And I know that I can't do this on my own strength. I cannot talk for 35 minutes on my own strength to bring value. I can't do it, right? We tried 6 months ago and I was trying to talk about things that I didn't know and I was just like, we're like, cut, boom. And now we can talk for 35, 40 minutes without stopping, okay? And I just want to say one thing, okay? You need to pick up things that will start to educate yourself, okay? You need to start reading books, but you can't not only start reading books, you need to start reading the right books, okay? It's like if you're Googling different information, right? It's information out there, but you need to be doing the right information, right? If I'm working out and I'm following the wrong program or the wrong diet that maybe one person said worked for them, but it's not scientifically based and it's not the right way, I'm not going to get the results that I want. So you got to find the right content, okay? So I would strongly suggest only only consume content that is referred by other people that are success and that are greater than you, okay? I don't wanna work out with, I don't wanna have a trainer that's someone that is like lower fitness than me, right? I wanna have someone that has gone before and that's super jacked, right? I wanna be looking at those people and I would be modeling what they do, okay? So I'm gonna give you a book that you should read, okay? 2 books. The Snowball Effect, okay? The Snowball Effect. Just look up, it's by Warren Buffett, it's about investing, and there's another book that I read recently that's amazing, okay? You can pull a lot of things from this, okay? It's Og Mandino, The Greatest Salesman in the World. Those are 2 books that you should read that I'm suggesting for you to do, okay? I'm suggesting you these books, okay? And I don't necessarily suggest a lot of books. And then the third one that ultimately should be on your number 1 is the Bible, okay? And listen, there's so many things that you can get from different books, right? But if you focus on just taking little snippets every single day, like what I did over the last 30 days, I read Proverbs. I would not be able to do this video if I didn't pull out pieces from Proverbs, okay? Super important. This video is a direct correlation in terms of the knowledge and wisdom that I took from this book, the Book of Truth, okay? So get in the Bible. If you don't have a Bible, pick one up, all right? You can get one for free, or you can just download. I like the Bible app, super, super cool, okay? Doesn't matter if you're a religious person, if you're not, if you come from a super atheist background, you're like, there's no reason for life, okay? We didn't come from anywhere. Right? Do it, all right? Just pick it up, get into it. You will be able to find a little bit of wisdom, okay? And a little bit of knowledge, all right? I've been to China a lot. Mark is our CEO in our China distribution office there. He is a super smart guy, and he's like kung fu all the time. If you've seen him, some of our videos, it's a lot of funny. But look at things and people that have gone before and model those things, okay? Guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you found value in this video, okay, we create a lot of opportunities in our companies that we run, in our organization. We have a lot of different things. We're always looking for partners. We're always looking for amazing, crazy people that want to give back more than they receive so that we can build an amazing culture, an amazing company that affects millions and millions of people. So I want to say, if you want to join our team, come join our team. We do a lot of cool things. We build brands, we sell brands, we have a lot of fun. We're always testing new things. A lot of things don't work. Some things do work, and the things that do work, we continue on it. We have a lot of fun. Anyway, if you got value from this video, just comment below. Comment below, and I really hope that you switch your mindset from really chasing. Don't chase money, okay? Don't chase money, chase opportunity, and see how you can give more than you can receive, okay? It's really simple. Look at people that are in business, and I see them all the time, okay? I talk to entrepreneurs all the time, business people all the time, okay? And they've been working in an industry for 10 years, okay? 10 years. And there's still 1 or 2 or 3 people on their team, right? The biggest mentality that they have is, that person's out to get me, right? I don't trust anybody. I can't trust anybody. I don't want to share my secrets because I am trusting on my own cleverness to obtain wealth, okay? Proverbs. All right? That's pretty much it. We're going to wrap it up now. I'm super excited. I hope you guys found value. If you did, leave a comment below. Set some goals. Like, what do you want to do? Like, what sort of things is this maybe is stirring things up in your mind? I'm excited because the biggest thing is you need to take action. Don't just keep watching videos like this. You got to take this, you got to apply it to your life, and then you got to start taking action, okay? So I challenge you to be great. I challenge you to learn and to find out why you are actually doing things. And yeah, I love you guys a lot. See you guys in the next video. This is Daniel Phillip. Peace. Love you guys. Bye-bye.